Hello everyone, Ramatswi here, founder and director of Soetry Media. Yeah, so of course I am a writer, theater maker, but I'd like to think myself as just a thinker and someone who just enjoys to live. And to live is to actually do art, and to do art is to be, and to be is to acknowledge the presence of others. And now we're here to speak about poetry, and what it led me to be and what it led me to do. And it led me to do project translation. And I see language as means of not just communication, but of relatability. And now, as we know, and as we've seen in this world, is that language is beyond verbal means, right? For example, we know that we now have South African Sign Language as the 12th official language. Now, where does that take us, and why did I mention project translation included in what I'm saying? What that means is that we know translation, for example, as something that includes getting someone who knows Sepedi to understand English, for example, which means it's a bridge between the two languages. But beyond that, when speaking of sign language, then it's the mouth being translated into movement. Because I do believe that sign language, it is movement, right? Because movement is the absence of just stillness, and then probably even the stillness is part of the language itself, right? And then that's where project translation comes in. It is the utilization of the whole body and all the means to get to find how other people get to communicate. For example, what we did with project translation is that we held two competition back in 2023, which was a poetry competition and a dance competition. The poetry competition, we called it Sign and Slam. Sign and Slam is where a poet has their poem, and then we would have a team of South African Sign Language interpreters who would send them how to sign their poems. And the poets would then have that video to their disposal to learn how to actually say their poems while actually signing it. Thank you. So it becomes that, and it was an amazing feat. And then Olive Olusegun is the person who actually won the competition. And then now speaking about the second one, which was Dance Your Signs, we have text or a poem that was now given to the dancers, and the dancers would choreograph the sign language to heighten the story that is already in the text and use it on the body. Now everything project translation actually before it before it actually came to the competitions, it was from the production called Sinking, where we actually utilized all these concepts. And then everything actually started when it was in 2012/2013 when we had a project called The Nation. Stay tuned and we'll tell you about The Nation. Peace.